Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome to the channel. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you all so much for joining me here today. It's the Empress, and in today's video, I came into my office with intentions of recording something completely different, but I was guided elsewhere. So we are doing a pick a card reading here where we are going to be bringing forth messages from the goddess Auset or Isis. She is an ancient Egyptian goddess or deity, and she kind of represents this energy of the mother of the, she's almost like the embodiment of the divine feminine and all aspects of the divine feminine. So I almost am seeing Isis currently in this light of almost like a diamond, and how a diamond has so many different facets and so many different angles, and even imperfections in a diamond can still be beautiful. Like there's something here about the many faces or the many roles that the goddess Isis takes on as a mother, a mourner, a magic healer, a manifester. And there's also a strong sense of like sacred sexuality or even sex magic coming into this reading. So that may be an energy that is currently surrounding you as you come into this reading, or it may be an energy that the goddess wants to talk about today. So out in front of us here we have 3 different piles to choose from, and I'm going to ask you to take a couple of deep breaths, really ground yourself, connect to your intuition, connect to your guides. Hold that kind of energy or that image of the goddess, and ask which one of these piles is holding the messages that the goddess Isis wants to bring forth to you today. And out in front of you here we have pile number 1 with carnelian, pile number 2 with the smoky celestial quartz, and pile number 3 with the Dalmatian jasper. And I will have the timestamps to the beginning of each specific reading in the description box below, along with the links to the cards that I'm using for anybody who feels called to any of the decks that I use here today. You can also find the information as to how to donate to the channel for anybody who is feeling generous. And I do want to say thank you to everybody who has donated, and to everybody who has reciprocated any kind of energy or even just joined me on this journey on this channel. I am absolutely so grateful and humbled by each and every one of you. So I'm sending all my love, all of my light, and all of my gratitude to everybody who is joining me here on this channel and in this journey. With all of that being said, go ahead and pause this video if you still need a moment, and I'm going to go ahead and move on to group number 1. Hello, my beautiful group number 1. Those of you that chose pile number 1, this is your reading, and we are looking at messages from the goddess Isis, the goddess Auset. She has become known as the goddess Isis, but her name before that was Auset, and again, she is kind of a goddess of many faces. So whichever kind of energy that you resonate with the most is totally fine. That doesn't mean that you're wrong. I just felt the need to say that. I do also want to say, coming into this reading, trigger warning, because the first messages that are coming in here may trigger some people, and I just want you guys to be aware that there may be messages in this reading that may make you uncomfortable. So just make sure that you're in a safe and comfortable space to listen to this reading. Or if you're not, feel free to not watch this reading. But out in front of you here we have the basket that goes with your reading, and in here we have some charms, some keywords, and some runes that I'm going to be reading before we get into your cards. But to start with, you guys here chose this carnelian stone, and this was really bringing forth the energy of fire, of sexuality, of intimacy, but also, and this is where the kind of trigger warning comes in, for some of you guys, there is a sense of sexual abuse coming in here that the goddess wants to talk to you about healing, or about moving past, or maybe about how it has impacted or affected you. So that message is coming in here for those of you that chose this pile. But carnelian is very good for creativity, it's very good for motivation, and it's very good for kind of harnessing that confidence or courage to take action in certain aspects of our life, kind of clearing blockages. So that is the energy of that stone, and is most likely relevant to your reading here. Before we get into your cards, we're going to go ahead and take a look in the basket that was with your guys' pile. And group number 1, I'm going to just set that right there. Okay, so our words, we'll look at our words first. And here we have dreams, and we have clairaudience. So a lot of you guys may be hearing specific words, specific statements, or like sentences, or somebody may be saying something to you in your dreams that really kind of sticks in your mind. Some of you guys may be hearing certain song lyrics, or waking up with certain songs stuck in your head. I am hearing that as well. And some of you guys, there's some sort of message being relayed to you through your dreams and from your subconscious mind. But also some of you guys may be kind of entering an activation or an awakening of some clairaudience abilities that maybe you haven't experienced or noticed previously, which is very interesting. Our runes here. Oh, so we have the unknown rune. So there is an essence of mystery here for you guys, an essence of being able to change your future, or like this message coming through here from the goddess that your future is not predetermined. So don't live in a way where you resist living out certain visions or certain dreams because you feel like it's already destined to fail. So here you guys are being told that you can create your future in any way that you want to. The destination is not predetermined for you, group number 1. And we also here have the rune of Degas, and this rune is about breakthroughs. It's about enlightenment. It's about transformation and healing. So group number 1, there is a major breakthrough happening here, and I feel like it's a very kind of a breakthrough in the subconscious, or a breakthrough in even potentially like shadow energies breaking through into the light for healing. Wow. Okay, so that's awesome. And our charms that we have here, we have a compass. Yeah, so I feel like you guys may have come into this reading looking for some sort of answer in regards to where to go, or what step to take next, or what action you should take, or maybe this is just an energy that you've been living in for group number 1. Maybe you've been feeling very lost, very unsure of yourself, very unsure of your abilities, very unsure of where you want to go. And that is why you've been led here. Oh, look at this. We have guardian angel coming through here. So the goddess is really working with you as, it's almost as a guide right now, group number 1. So definitely pay attention to any messages that you've been receiving, tuning into the goddess Isis in meditations. She may also be coming through in your dreams, group number 1, but she is definitely one of your guides right now. Then we have the anchor, which is very interesting to me, as we have this sense of, like with the compass, and the sense of not knowing where to go or how to get there. And then we have this anchor, and the anchor for me really represents this energy of stillness, of holding back, or of being weighted down in some way, shape, or form. So group number 1, I really feel for you that there's some sort of weight that is trying to be lifted for you. And for a lot of you guys, this could have to do with any kind of abuse, or narcissism, or anything like that that you've experienced. There's also this sense of needing to ground, or needing to like anchor yourself into this world. A lot of you guys may have a tendency to kind of drift mentally, or even almost like astral projection, like it's almost like automatic astral projection whenever you find yourself in situations where you are feel fearful or scared, or you may be living in like this constant state of fight or flight, like this constant survival mode due to past experiences that you've had, or past like traumas or abuse that you've experienced. And in that, there's this part of you that almost like leaves your physical body as soon as you find yourself feeling fearful or scared. Um, so that's very interesting. So I do feel for you that the goddess is coming through to help you anchor into your body in a way where you can have breakthroughs in your physical reality. So that's very powerful. Let's go ahead here, group number 1, and get into your tarot. And I am going to be taking a card from each deck that we had in the pile selection, but with you guys choosing deck number 1, which is the Tarot of Nefertari, this is telling me that the strongest energy for you right now is the fact that the goddess Isis is working with you, which comes through here with the guardian angel message. This tells me that the goddess Isis wants you to know that she is present for some reason, that she is protecting you. So it's like her energy in particular for group number 1 that you are being asked to really recognize, or recognize where it is, or where she's coming through, or how to connect to her. So she is kind of like the focal point for group number 1. And here we're going to see with the tarot initially why she wants to come through, or what she wants you to be aware of, or what she wants to talk to you about, why she is connecting to you at this time for group number 1. And we have the Four of Cups coming out here. So you guys are being asked to come out of certain emotional habits, certain emotional patterns, I feel. And there's like the sense of dissatisfaction or boredom or discontent within you, within your soul, and within your spiritual practices. Even for group number 1, you guys may be having a very hard time connecting spiritually at this time, and it's almost because like this part of you is being blocked to kind of guide you towards your physical body, to guide you towards being more present, to guide you towards anchoring into this physical reality. And I feel like that's really a big blockage for you that Isis wants to talk to you about, group number 1, is how to be present, how to be anchored into your physical body and in your physical reality without this constant need to escape, even though like there's this strong sense of like disconnection to this physical reality for group number 1, a strong sense of emotional dissatisfaction, a strong sense of constantly maybe daydreaming or being off like in space somewhere, or just like, that's very interesting. It's almost a protection mechanism or an escape mechanism for you, or that's where it was initiated at for you. That's where maybe you learned how to do this, or where this began for you was in a time in your life that was very traumatic, very maybe even scary or life-altering. It's like you learned how to disconnect like your spirit almost, or your consciousness from your physical body. And goddess Isis is coming through here saying like it's time to learn now how to re-anchor into your physical body and into your physical reality in order for this breakthrough to come to fruition for you, in order for you to find the clarity in how to move forward. So there's a huge need to connect to your body, a huge need to connect to your passions, your desires, your senses. Group number 1, like your physical senses, the sight, touch, smell, hearing. We have clairaudience here. Maybe you guys tend to kind of zone out and not hear what's going on around you when this happens, and that could be kind of a sign for you to be able to recognize when you need to kind of pull yourself back to the present moment, group number one. But the goddess Isis is really, really wanting to come forward and talk to you about needing to anchor your soul, your spirit, your consciousness into your physical body in order to be able to move forward out of whatever darkness or cloudiness or fogginess that you're currently in order for healing to happen. So you guys may find yourself being very resistant to any kind of creative energies, emotional energies, spiritual energies, even like some of you guys may even be like repulsed by the idea of love or by the idea of intimacy. Even if you're in a committed relationship, you may have a hard time connecting to that person intimately or physically, and that's something that's trying to heal, and that will heal the more you learn how to anchor into your body. So let's go ahead here and see what advice or what action the goddess Auset wants to bring to your attention here. So we have the Nine of Pentacles coming in here. And both of these cards came out in reverse, and I just want you guys to know that I did acknowledge that. I don't know, there's something about it like physically being upside down that just distracts me. So, but group number, this is the Four of Pentacles. Interesting. I called it the Nine of Pentacles, but it's most definitely the Four of Pentacles. So we have the Four of Cups and the Four of Pentacles. And the Four of Pentacles coming out in reverse is saying you need to let go of control. You may really have a hard time, as I said in the beginning of this, like your destination is not predetermined, and that may be a problem for you, group number one. Like you may need that predetermined destination in order for you to be able to take action, or in order for you to be able to move forward. There's something here about like needing a destination, needing a goal, needing a finish line, needing something that you have to accomplish in order to have the motivation to move forward, or in order to have the motivation to take action. And group number one, the goddess Isis is coming through here, working with you, guiding you, and trying to help you heal in a sense where you can take action towards whatever you want, instead of needing somebody or something to tell you where you have to move towards, or what you have to move towards, or what goals you have to accomplish. So there's something here about taking back your power and taking back your life. I feel like you guys have really lived in a constant state of doing what is expected, or doing what you feel other people need you to do, or doing like the traditional kind of life. There's something here about really being disconnected from your own life, or not being in control, feeling like you're not in control of your own life or where your life is heading. And you may also really struggle with like control issues, or needing to control every single detail, or even some of you guys in relationships, you may have kind of some control issues in regards to finances, or needing to be in control of all of the financial responsibilities, even though that may feel very heavy for you, or you may even kind of resent it, but there is something here where you are holding on to this control. So it's very subconscious for group number one, I'm sorry. So let's go ahead here. Group number one, the goddess Isis is saying like there's really a need to let go of controlling every single step, let go of trying to control how you get to every single outcome, and allow yourself to invest into you. Focus on the self currently, group number one, instead of focusing on where you're supposed to be going or what's next. There's something here about constantly being focused, or constantly, looking towards what's coming next, or what you have to deal with next, or like the next bill, the next step, whatever it is for you. There's something here where the goddess really wants you to slow down, to stop, to anchor into yourself and be present and focus on the step you're currently on, instead of always looking for like a way out, or always looking for the next step, or always looking for how to get out of where you're currently at. That's a big message here for you. Our next card here, this is going to show us, group number one, where your power is currently at and where you can maybe tap into some energy, some power to be able to move forward. So here we have the Knight of Pentacles. So again, there's like this energy of slow moving, of needing to slow down. You don't have to rush through everything, group number one. That is a message coming through here for you. You don't have to rush through everything. There's really a need to take your time. So some of you guys may be trying to learn a new skill, or you may be trying to find a new interest, or, find that next step, or find where you want to go next in your life. And there's a need to take your time with this instead of rushing into something that maybe you are going to be bored with, or something that maybe you're only doing because of certain subconscious patterns or habits. So that is a message that's coming through here, is to be very mindful of where you're going from here, what you're investing into, how you're moving forward. I want to go ahead here and see for this particular deck. So the Knight of Pentacles in this particular deck, this particular tarot deck, is discontent. Their waiting allows the desired fruit to ripen, while haste makes every chalice bitter. So that's very interesting, group number one. Again, this message of, slow down. Don't try to rush into things that you're not ready for. That is another message coming here. Some of you guys, this could have to do with romantic relationships, rushing into romantic relationships. This may be something that you found yourself doing out of this need for security, this need for safety, this need for stability, this need for image, whatever it is for you. It's like maybe you meet somebody and skip all of the steps and go right to living with each other and being in a committed relationship, and then years down the road find out that maybe you aren't as compatible as you wanted it to be. There's just something here where you guys may be skipping certain steps, not only in relationships, but in other aspects of your life too. So apply that message where it resonates best for you, group number one. Where are you trying to get to the finish line without taking the proper steps? Where are you trying to control the outcome? Where are you trying to determine the outcome before you go on the journey? So I think that's probably more of what Isis wants you to look at, is where are you trying to control the outcome before you actually embark on the process and in the journey. So let's go ahead, and I have a few oracle decks here that we are going to be pulling some cards from, group number one, to get some more messages for you. So group number one, what else does Goddess Isis want you to know, want you to see? Wow, so we have stars and timing. So there's something here about a delay, like something is being delayed for you, group number one. So if you are here, or if you were led here because you were looking for answers as to why something hasn't happened yet, or why you haven't found what you're looking for, or why something isn't manifesting, or why you maybe can't find the answers that you're looking for, some of you guys, there may be like placements in your birth chart, or certain kind of placements astrologically that are impacting you in specific ways right now. But there's something being delayed because you have to do something before this can happen. And I feel for you, group number one, that a big part of this process that you're being asked to go through in order for this breakthrough or this manifestation to occur is learning how to be in your physical body and learning how to live with your physical senses. So that's a very interesting message. And then next we have Scarab, spiritual transformation. Yes, we have this breakthrough, this awakening energy already here present. It's almost like this spiritual transformation is what's being delayed for you at this time, group number one. This is very powerful, and the goddess Isis is super connected to you guys at this time. So if that's something you've been feeling, you're not wrong. And tuning into her, I feel, is going to bring you a lot of clarity and a lot of healing, which I feel is a big part of learning how to anchor into your physical body. There's something that needs to be healed in order for you to be able to do this. This could definitely have a lot to do with like your bottom three chakras, as well as the carnelian is connected to the bottom three chakras, the root chakra, the sacral chakra, and the solar plexus chakra. For you guys, the root chakra, like, always start at the beginning, right? Start at the beginning. That may be something that you guys really struggle with. As I said, like, you may try to rush through things, you may try to skip steps. There's a need to start at the beginning, starting with the root chakra and grounding and being very connected and present to the earth and finding safety and security and stability in this physical environment. Finding a safe space may be so helpful for you, and then continue moving on and working with financial security, working with creativity, working with feeling safe in sexual or romantic encounters for some of you guys. And then the solar plexus chakra is our confidence, our self-esteem, our courage, our bravery, our ability to play as well. So any of those things that are really resonating with you that you may recognize need healing, or even maybe you guys are having dreams about some of those things, or having dreams about certain things coming to fruition, or even having dreams of past experiences. If that's the case for you, group number one, I feel like your subconscious is trying to show you what needs to be healed, specifically, or where to start, where the first step is at for you. Some of you guys may really have to work through some past issues in order to come into the present moment, in order to be able to release the past. So let's get some more cards here. Group number one. We have creation. Through the darkness I crossed, and still I found myself in the presence of life. Through the darkness. Group number one, there is such a huge message here of creating something, but there's like a gestation period here, and this gestation period is the darkness. This gestation period is the time for growth and healing, and it's almost like I'm seeing this as like cord cutting. So some of you guys, cord cutting may be very beneficial for you, but learning how to grow and nurture yourself now is going to help you learn how to cut your ties to the past. So I just can't emphasize enough learning how to be present, really working with that root chakra and being very grounded and stable where you are now, instead of being fearful of your past or of the future, or trying to rush away from your past by hastily moving towards the future before you're ready. And then we have the sun god. Come all, come now, expand into the skies and into the shadows below. So again, there is this essence of darkness and of light coming in here. Group number one, of transformation, of shining light on the shadow for some of you guys, or bringing some subconscious energy into your conscious awareness, and working with positivity. Some of you guys may really need to work with the mindset of positivity, really working through the way you think about your future, the way you think about what you want, the way you think about success, the way you think about your potential. There's something here where, again, you guys have come to believe that something isn't possible or real, or that you have no control, so you just live as though you've already tried when you have not. Interesting. Let's get some more messages here. Okay. We have two coming out for group number one. Some guidance, advice from the goddess here. Our first one that we're going to look at. Preparation. Luck comes most often to the person and the place where preparation, opportunity, and skill meet, which is in the present moment. There's something here about preparing, about not skipping steps, about not rushing through certain things. Group number 1, that's a very important message for you. And then we also have this image here on this card, and the message here is wish granted. Believe in your abilities as a magic maker to manifest your wishes. They will soon be your reality. Yes, so again, that energy of breakthrough coming here. The healing is the preparation for this manifestation to come in, group number 1. Wow. And this healing process for you is all about grounding. It's all about stabilizing and coming into this ability to feel safe enough to move forward in a productive way or in a stabilized way instead of rushing, instead of maybe moving forward to escape something else. That may be kind of a habit that has been instilled in group number 1, is like this need to rush through out of this fear of something catching up to you, or out of this subconscious energy of constantly trying to outrun your past, whatever that means for you. So let's pull another message here, group number 1. And I'm going to read this one out of the book for you before we pull your final card. And we have see beauty in others. A lot of you guys hear a big thing about anchoring into your body and into this world and into the present moment has everything to do with the way you view like humanity. There's something here where you guys have some sort of trauma, some sort of energetic impression that causes you to see, it's almost like to see the worst in people, to see how they could potentially harm you. There's always like this energy, this thought in the back of your mind that this person could hurt you, or this person could do what this other person did. Like, I feel that very strongly for you guys, group number 1. Let's go ahead and read this out of the book. See beauty in others, bask in the light of others, and you will shine brighter. Are you threatened by the success of others? Is the adoration someone else receives a source of pain for you? This card reminds you that your light is independent from that of any other person, and so it cannot be dimmed or outshined by others. No room ever became darker because 2 lights were turned on within it. Your fear of being outshined is rooted in your inability to see your true self clearly. You have told yourself the false story that you are not enough and that you don't have what it takes. With these falsehoods, you have chosen to dim your own light, and then you have placed the blame of this onto others. But every person whose light offends you brings you a wonderful gift. Today, recognize the beauty in these people you envied. List all that you adore about them. Find true joy within your heart for their success. As you do this, their gift for you will unfold within your heart. You'll find a gentle stirring within your soul. Your own light will begin to shine brighter. Your own beauty will expand, and your potential will be acknowledged, nurtured, and actualized. This is how you come to experience a powerful truth in life. It is when you recognize another person's beauty that you can at last recognize your own. How freaking beautiful and perfect was that message for this reading, group number 1. I love that. So let's go ahead. I'm going to pull you one final message. Any last guidance or advice from the goddess Isis here? Okay. Oh, look at this. Beauty. Dare to be tender and strongly vulnerable. So that is a message to take with you guys as you move forward in your day and through your journey. Just focus on being vulnerable. When you're vulnerable, you're present, you're in the moment, you're in your body. Don't be fearful of being vulnerable, but allow that to be your strength. Allow that to be part of your power. group number 1. That's absolutely beautiful. I love that. But this is what I'm seeing for you. If you enjoyed this reading, if it brought you value, if it resonated with you, please hit that like button. Comment down below. Let me know if you chose this pile. Let me know what other kinds of readings you guys would like to see. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. I thank you guys so very much for joining me here today, and I will see you guys next time. Bye. Hello, my beautiful group number 2. Those of you that chose pile number 2, this reading is for you, and we're looking at messages from the goddess Isis, the goddess Auset. Coming into your reading here, there's something, there's something here about like something finally being revealed or seen, or something like that. There's also like some heavy third eye activation, or like spiritual ability, gifts, abilities, talents coming in here for group number 2. But group number 2, with that, I feel like you may be like surrounded currently by some shadow energy, or you may have been dealing with some pretty some pretty heavy shadow energy recently, or as you come into this reading. There's also a sense of like burnout here for some. You may be feeling very burnt out or very low energy. You may be feeling like you can't regulate your energy flow, or like things may deplete you far quicker than you feel like they should. That's something that's coming in here as well for you guys. So with that being said, I feel like for a lot of you guys, there is a need for rest. There's a need for like replenishing your energetic levels, clearing your energy in some way, shape, or form. But let's go ahead here and get into your reading. Starting off, I am using all 3 of the tarot decks that we used in the pile selection, but the tarot deck that you chose is telling me where the emphasis on your reading is. So for you guys with choosing the Sensual Goddess Tarot, there is an emphasis on the actions that you're going to be taking next, that Goddess Isis really wants to emphasize, or really wants to be very clear about, or really wants you to know that it's very important how you move forward from where you're currently at. So that's very interesting. Let's go ahead here, and in your basket we have some runes, some keywords, and some charms that we're going to be looking at before we get into your cards. So group number 2, what does the Goddess Isis want to say to you? Group number 2. So let's go ahead here and start with the words. We have the heart chakra coming in. So for group number 2, there may be an emphasis on forgiveness. We have protection. So there is, Goddess Isis is coming in as kind of a shield for you, a shield. So the smoky quartz here, the smoky celestial quartz here, blocks like EMF and radiation kind of energies, or radiation, like, what's it called? Frequencies, or like just radiation energy. So I feel like that is what the Goddess Isis is acting as for you at this time, is kind of like a shield. She's acting as like a filter for any kind of toxicity, which is very, very interesting. The Goddess Isis is very connected to love and fertility, so the heart chakra coming in here with her being a protector of the heart chakra is very fitting, very suiting. There is an energy of forgiveness here. So you may be going through like a transmutation of some heartache for group number 2, that the Goddess Isis is working with you through. Let's go ahead here, and we also, oh look, we have love on this charm here. You guys may be entering into a phase of your life where you are looking for love, or somebody may be coming into your life in a romantic sense, or in like some sort of relationship sense, and the goddess Isis wants you to know that it's safe, whatever this is, whatever kind of relationship or connection this is that's coming in. She really is emphasizing that it's safe. Oh, so we also have this little heart lock coming in here. So I feel like you guys have built a wall, a barrier around your heart that the goddess is trying to help you move through. And then we also have the cat here, which is very symbolic of intuition, of visions, of third eye energy that we kind of brought up. Also like superstition though. So there's something here where I'm feeling like you guys may be very skeptical of something that's trying to kind of make its way into your heart, or you may be seeing something. There's something here about like feeling like somebody or something is shady or skeptical or maybe even deceiving, and I feel like for group number 2 that this may have more to do with some trust issues that you hold within your heart from past experiences that are being projected onto the present moment. But let's continue here. We also have this particular rune is a rune of resistance. It is a rune of needing like extra effort, of delays, of need, friction. So this is like just kind of really confirming that sense of resistance or that wall that's around your heart space at this time, group number 2. That's very interesting. And then, wow. Then we have like strength and power and health and manifestation. There is a question coming through here for group number 2, like what are you trying to protect yourself from? Are you protecting yourself from your past? Are you projecting your past onto your present moment or even onto your future? But with the Uruz, the strength rune here, this also speaks of like endurance or like longevity. In group number 2, there was that message of burnout that came in a moment ago, and so I feel like you guys are being like re-energized, refueled in the heart space. You may have been feeling very low, like relationship wise. You may have been coming into a lot of like restriction, friction, conflict, not being on the same page in a lot of your relationships, romantic or not. But there's something here about like coming up to some sort of crossroads or some sort of barrier in regards to moving forward in love and moving forward with love. I feel like you guys may be shutting certain people out at this point in time in certain areas of your life, or not allowing certain people in. Interesting. So let's go ahead here, group number 2, and get into your tarot. Starting off, we are going to be looking at the goddess Isis and kind of what she is connecting to you for, why she's connecting to you, how she's connecting to you. So group number 2, we have the King of Swords. So, wow. So group number 2, there's something here about decisions to cut certain people off, potentially, for some of you. There's also a sense of judgment coming in here. Some of you guys may be judging harshly, or again, like this energy of trust issues coming in that the goddess wants to talk to you about. So, with that, group number 2, it's almost like there's been some sort of decision, or maybe you've been contemplating some sort of decision that you are maybe moving hastily through, or that you are judging harshly in order to come into some sort of conclusion, or some of you guys may be like projecting your past onto somebody or something now, some sort of situation now, where you are taking your distrust or mistrust for somebody that you've already experienced and placing it onto somebody else, which is very interesting, but also very, very common, especially when we've been hurt or when we've been betrayed, when we've been lied to. So there's something here about like justice or order, or even for some of you guys, the goddess Isis may be trying to talk to you about some sort of need for revenge with this resistance here, or maybe the actions that you've been taking have been what you've been perceiving as protecting yourself, but maybe they're harsh or vengeful. Interesting. So let's go ahead here and group number 2. The deck that you guys chose, the Sensual Goddess Tarot, this is going to be showing us what actions you are being asked to take or how you're being asked to move forward from here. Wow. So we have the Five of Swords coming out in reverse for group number 2, and this is saying that there is a need to move forward in a sense of honesty, a sense of trust, and a need to maybe there's something here about not moving from past losses or previous losses, or not moving forward in a way, like there's a need to release the need to be right, group number 2. Release the need to be right. Release this need to win any kind of conflict or argument that you may be encountering here, because I feel like that may be part of what is occurring for you in your relationships, is like there's this need for you to win, this need for you to there's almost like a need for a sense of accomplishment coming out of some sort of conflict. And so really group number 2, with this coming out in reverse, there's a need for conflict resolution. Maybe you guys are spending a lot of time and energy overthinking certain situations, certain conversations, and almost talking yourself into a spiraling of losing trust, of talking yourself out of a relationship in some way, shape, or form, instead of like having a conversation and communicating in a healthy way to work through some sort of problem or to address something that maybe you didn't like. It's like you're holding on to it in the mental body and thinking about it and thinking about it and thinking about it, and almost like convincing yourself that this happened because they don't love you or because they want to hurt you in some way, shape, or form. But there's like this sense of it being very mindful of how you move forward through conflict, how the decisions that you make, and like releasing this need to be right for group number 2, which is very powerful. So in any situation that you find yourself in where maybe there's conflict or confrontation or arguments or conversations that need to be had, there's a need to go into these conversations without this need to protect yourself, without this need to prove something, without this need to take something away from it, and without this need to be right, because the truth is kind of a funny thing in the sense that like your truth and this other person's truth may not be the same thing. So there's a need to be open to understanding this other person's truth, a need to be open to receiving this other person's truth. And for some of you guys, it's almost like the love language thing coming through here, where maybe some relationships that you're in, you guys don't have the same love language, and maybe you're expecting them to love you the way that you need to be loved, but they're loving you the way that they need to be loved, and maybe you're doing the same thing, loving them the way that you need to be loved, and it's causing this friction. But I don't think it's like out of a lack of love or a lack of trying, or even out of like a lack of loyalty, but more of like this misunderstanding. And I think that's why the goddess Isis is coming through here so strongly for you guys, saying like the actions that you take right now are so important, because it's almost like you're at this tipping point where maybe it's a make or break situation where you can mend this, where you can mend your heart, or you can maybe end up in like a breakup or a loss of some sort, depending on how you move from here. So there's a true need to release the need to be right, and a need to be open to communication and to understanding somebody else's perspective or point of view, and to be open to hearing others' needs. So again, like that need for forgiveness and compassion coming in here with the heart chakra. Let's go ahead and see where your power is currently at, group number 2. Where is your current power in this situation? We have the 8 of Wands, communication. Group number 2, communication, communication, communication. There's a need to tune into the heart space and out of the mental body, because I feel like you guys are creating certain stories or storylines within your mind and making yourself believe certain things about this connection or these relationships, even if it's more than one. And regardless of what kind of relationship it is, there's something here where kind of the mind is taking on a life of its own in regards to the way you think about this connection or these people. And there's a need to tune into the heart space in order to come into a balance of how you actually feel about these people versus what your mind is making you think. Okay, because there's again like this need to understand that you are not your thoughts. You do not have to embody your thoughts, and your thoughts aren't necessarily truth. You are the awareness of your thoughts, and you have the choice to accept or reject the thoughts that come into your mind. Okay, so there's almost like a great hope for this relationship or this connection, but there's also a great strain on this connection or relationship, or on the potential of what this connection could be for a lot of you guys. This is really coming through as a relationship. It's not coming through as like specifically a romantic relationship. For some it is, but it's specifically coming through here. The goddess Isis is wanting to emphasize some sort of interaction, conflict, mindset, perception of a relationship that you guys may be currently going through or thinking about a lot. There's almost an emphasis on like the speed of this. So for some of you guys, you may have already been in some sort of conflict or argument that really disrupted this relationship, and there's like an emphasis on asking for forgiveness, or like seeking forgiveness, or seeking resolution in a timely manner. That is something that's coming through here as well, in order for the like health of the connection and the longevity of the connection, the strength of the connection. Interesting. So let's go ahead here, group number 2, and get into your oracle messages, and go deeper into this. Group number 2, what else does Goddess Isis want you to know or see for group number 2? We have the Sphinx with silent wisdom. Look at this. Release the need to be right. Let go of what you think is right or what you perceive, and like observe, listen. Listen in a sense where you are open to understanding, not just reacting or responding. Okay. And then we also have the Blue Lotus with enlightenment. Wow, group number 2, there's something here that you are being asked to learn, to understand very, very clearly here. There's something that is trying to be revealed, trying to bring some wisdom in for group number 2, and it's wisdom of the heart space. It's wisdom in regards to love and relationships. It's an understanding of maybe how a particular connection works, or understanding of a partner or a connection on a much deeper level. But it's almost like a sense of like soul wisdom coming in, accomplishment coming in here in regards to like a lesson that you kind of signed up to learn when you incarnated on this earth. So this feels very big for group number 2, and that's probably part of the reason why the emphasis for you is about the action that you currently take, or how you move forward, how you react, how you respond, being so significant for you, because there's like a make or break energy here where you can fulfill this soul contract and gain this wisdom and this lesson, or you can act out of spite, revenge, or belief in some sort of lack of trust. Interesting. Wow, group number 2, the Lovers. Love lulls all sorrows and bewitches flesh, mind, and breath, reminding me that I am unafraid of the unfurling winds of my eternity. Group number 2. Part of this, some of you guys, this may not even be for everybody here, but some of you guys, the goddess wants you to maybe recognize that part of the reason why this conflict is arising is out of your own subconscious patterning and your own subconscious beliefs in love, and your own maybe inability to commit. Maybe there's a fear of commitment that plays out subconsciously in your life and in relationships up until this point, where it's like you seek conflict once things get to a certain level in a relationship. It's like you begin latching on to every conflict, every little thing, as like a confirmation or validation that you should leave out of this fear of staying. We also have Oak. Don't just look within, dive deeply into the eternal realms of knowing. Oak is such a strong and magical energy. It is very powerful. So I feel like this connection, whatever this connection is for you, has potential to be lifelong. It has potential to be very magical. It has potential to be almost fertile, or there's just strength in it. There's so much strength in this connection. There's so much potential. There's so much attraction. It could even be kind of like soulmate, soul contract kind of energy, even twin flame kind of energy coming in here for group number 2, almost like Isis and Osiris, divine counterparts in some way, shape, or form. You guys are meant to teach each other, to grow from each other, but there is a resistance to that currently. Let's continue group number 2. We next have this image here, and the message on this card is indecision. Decide not to make a decision at this time. This will be a constructive, valid, and useful decision. You guys, what did I say? Like, everything is riding on what you do right now, and there's like a need to slow down, a need to take a minute, a need to take a beat, and like really get clear on what it is that you are acting from. Like, wow. Let's pull another one of these, group number 2. This is the image, and the message on this card here is growth. Feel open, willing, and proud of your desire to explore new opportunities for self-development. Group number 2, a need to be open and willing to explore new avenues, to do things in a new way, to react differently, to respond differently than how you normally would. As I said, there's some sort of like subconscious pattern or cycle in regards to commitment, in regards to relationships, that you are being asked to break right now. The goddess Isis is working with you very closely in regards to this. So if you find yourself in any sort of doubt, or asking what you should do in regards to this relationship, or maybe you've been watching a lot of tarot readings about how does this person actually feel about me, or is this person honest, or is this person right? There's like something here where I really feel, group number 2, that a lot of this is a subconscious fear of commitment. Let's go ahead here, group number 2. And I'm going to read this message from the book as a message from the goddess Isis, and then we will pull your final message. Wow. Nurture, love, and expand. Group number 2. Nurture, love, and expand. So let me go ahead and get to this message. And here we have the very nature of love is one of expansion. Okay, are you eager to achieve more, be more, and do more in the world, but you don't know how? You wish to fly, but you can't find your wings. You have a grand vision, but you don't know where to place your attention. In your desire to not fall behind, you've prioritized action. You've allowed all the doing to become the means by which you achieve your expansion. But all your efforts have left you exhausted and confused. You've labored to crawl an inch and taken the lesson that life is hard and achievement slow. This card reminds you that in your pursuit for more, your alignment is your engine and your love is your fuel. Nothing grows more efficiently, nothing heals more completely, and nothing expands more rapidly than when it is infused with love. You achieve more by doing less when you cultivate love within your heart. Today, break away from your endless doing and prioritize a feeling of love. Bask in appreciation, make lists of positive aspects, revel in the satisfaction of being alive. With this, you enter the flow of creation and access your exponential expansion. That's so beautiful and confirming for group number 2. It's, again, the emphasis on the action that you take and this energy of being burnt out. And the reason why you're burnt out is because you're not allowing love in. You're not allowing your heart to be open. You're not allowing yourself to connect. So your fuel is love, group number 2. There's a need to really kind of tune into that and find what that means for you and find out how you may be kind of actually resisting your fuel out of this belief or this mindset that action is everything or what people say or do is everything. So tuning into the heart space is so important, group number 2. Let's go ahead and pull you one final message from the goddess. Any last guidance or advice or anything I may have missed for group number 2. All right. And here we have patience. Wait for the fruit to ripen. Group number 2. That's so perfect. Like really, patience, waiting to take action, being very mindful of the actions that you're taking, being very, reflective before you take action, allowing yourself to decide not to make a decision at this time. Don't act out of anger. Don't act out of resentment. Don't act out of certain restrictive beliefs, group number 2. So a very beautiful message coming through for you from the goddess Isis, but this is what I'm seeing for you. If you enjoyed this reading, if it brought you value, if it resonated with you, please hit that like button, comment down below, let me know how it resonated, let me know if you chose this pile. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. I thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye. Hello, my beautiful group number 3. Those of you that chose pile number 3 with the Dalmatian Jasper point, this reading is for you. And starting off, coming into your reading, there is an essence of breaking through certain barriers, certain subconscious barriers. So Dalmatian Jasper is very good for dispelling nightmares. And I feel like for group number 3 that this has a lot to do with some sort of subconscious fear or stagnancy that is trying to be broke through, that the goddess Isis is trying to help you break through. For some of you guys, this is about taking back your power. For some of you guys, this is like maybe some shadow work or even like inner child work for some of you guys, or tapping back into some sort of like playful energy. And for some of you guys, this may be balancing more of like your masculine, feminine, or yin yang kind of energy. But let's go ahead here and get into your reading. I have some charms and runes and such in this basket that we're going to read first. And you guys chose the Sexual Magic Tarot. And I am using all 3 of the tarot decks that were available in the pile selection. But the fact that you chose this pile shows me where the emphasis that Goddess Isis wants the emphasis of your reading. So with you guys choosing this pile, this is about your personal power and the way that you maybe can tap into your power or where your power is at. So let's go ahead here, first of all, and get into the keywords, the charms, the runes, and get this reading started and find out what the goddess Isis wants to talk to you about today for group number 3. So group number 3, starting off here, wow, we have soul purpose coming out first thing. So there is some sort of higher power of bigger purpose in this reading for you guys. We also have visions coming through here. Wow. Group number 3. You guys may be having certain visions come through of fulfilling certain childhood dreams. You guys may also be rejecting something that maybe you are meant to continue moving through or in or towards, that maybe you've convinced yourself you can't actually do, or maybe you've just blown it off as a childhood dream or something like that. I do feel for you guys that you're like your imagination, your third eye, even your intuition really creates these stories around certain careers or around certain kind of actions for you that you kind of watch or daydream about, but then once that daydream or that vision is over, you just go back to your normal everyday life and pretend like that didn't happen. So the goddess Isis is trying to show you that you're being led somewhere at this time, or she's trying to lead you somewhere herself. Let's go ahead here, and we have here Ansus, and this is communication, this is insight, this is that vision coming in here. Wow. So there's some sort of like prophetic energy coming in here for group number 3, which is very interesting. Some of you guys may be getting ready to experience some sort of vision coming to fruition. Some of you guys may have experienced this for a while, but maybe just continue to blow it off as coincidence or something like that. I do feel for some of you guys that chose this pile that these visions, like prophetic visions, are a part of your soul purpose. Listening to them, listening to the communication they're bringing. Interesting. And then we also have here this particular rune has a lot to do with like completion, closure, transformation, change, even kind of disruption, almost like tower, like the tower in the major arcana. It's kind of the energy of this rune. Major change, disruption in order to create change. So some of you guys may be having like visions of something very negative happening, or like nightmares. You may be having nightmares of something very bad happening. It's almost like your subconscious is working in a way to create chaos in order for you to change certain subconscious energies or habits or patterns. Interesting. When we also have here, we have guardian angel. So the goddess Isis is definitely working as a guide for you, but there's also a sense of a passed on loved one acting as a part of your spiritual team at this point in time as well. So some of you guys, this passed on loved one may be somebody who's showing up in your dreams, in your visions, in your meditations, even for some. And then we also have here, what do we have here? We have the seahorse, we have a seashell, and we have a turtle. Interesting. So the biggest thing I'm picking up on here, group number 3, is this almost like exoskeleton energy, this protection, this structure. Wow. So coming into this reading, we talked about breaking barriers. So group number 3, I feel like this is about breaking out of your shell. Huh. Interesting. So you may be finding that things just aren't going your way, things that maybe you've planned or that you've found yourself feeling trapped in. Some of you guys, again, I'm being brought back to like your career, your job. Maybe you've been stuck in the same job, or you're in this job or this career path that is very unfulfilling or very mundane, very practical. And maybe things are getting very shook up in your work life. Maybe a lot of things are changing in your work life. Maybe somebody else is coming in and buying it. Maybe your position is being changed or altered or terminated altogether. There's something here where the things that you've latched onto because they're safe are being disrupted in order to get you to come out of your shell and move into something bigger. Like you guys are meant for something bigger. Wow. So that's awesome. You guys are being very guided through this, though, and you're very protected with this kind of exoskeleton energy here and this guardian angel. You guys are very protected through this. But you are really being led to fulfill some sort of like childhood dream, as well as I do feel this strong essence, like the goddess Isis is really emphasizing this fact of like chaos or disruption, things changing. So if they haven't yet, for some of you guys, I feel like there's going to be things that are very shaken up, maybe even things that happen that you might perceive as bad initially, because maybe you're left without a job, or maybe you have to move homes or cities or towns or relationships or whatever it is that comes through for you. Or there's just something here where there's major change happening in order to align you better to a part of your soul purpose. And it's something that you have seen before. It's something that you have imagined, something that you have seen in a meditation or envisioned in some way, shape, or form. So let's go ahead here and get into your cards, group number 3. And starting off, we are going to be looking at the goddess Isis and how she's showing up for you, how she's connecting to you, and why she may be showing up at this time for group number 3. So we have the Knave of Chalices coming through here. So group number 3, there's something here where it's almost like I feel like the sense for some of you guys that you may be really evaluating how you feel about certain things at this time. Like you may really be finding yourself being like, well, how does this actually make me feel, is kind of the energy coming through here. Like, really, it's almost like trying to learn from your emotions, trying to learn from how things actually make you feel. For some of you guys, you may be even like feeling very called to apply to new jobs or for like certain loans or something like that. And again, like this energy of meditations or visions is coming in here. So Isis is really working with you guys in a sense of almost like divine nudges and like pushing you to do certain things. So if you find yourself being inspired to change jobs or feeling inspired or feeling like you want to take action towards something, there's a message coming through here from the goddess saying, you know, follow those nudges, because if you don't, there's going to be like disruption created, like bigger disruption created to almost cause these things to happen. So you're given an opportunity right now to do the things that you are envisioning, to do the things that are inspiring you. And it's almost like she's saying if you don't do them as you're inspired to or in this amount of time, then things are going to happen around you that kind of cause you to have to do these things. Interesting. So again, like the sense of application coming through here. So applying to school, applying for a new job, applying for a mortgage, applying for a loan, applying for sponsorships or for investors or whatever it is for you. There is a message here that the goddess Isis is really emphasizing to do that, to take that step, to put yourself out there in that way. And she's coming in for you, group number 3, in the sense of wanting to reflect, wanting to learn, how you feel about certain things, wanting to learn how to connect spiritually. You guys may be feeling much more spiritually inspired at this time as well, or feeling like the need to meditate and things like that. And I feel like that's really where and when the goddess Isis is trying to connect and call out to you. So just be aware of that. Let's go ahead here, group number 3, and take a look at what action you are being asked to take at this time for group number 3. What action is group number 3 being asked to take at this time? Wow, so we have the 5 of Pentacles coming out, and then the other one that flipped out was the 3 of Swords, so I am going to touch on that a little bit. I'm not going to take the card out, but that energy is definitely present. There's something here that's speaking to me with both of these cards, so I feel like it wouldn't have mattered which one of these cards came out. I feel like the same message would have kind of presented itself. But group number 3, there's something here about betrayal. There's something here about loss. There's something here for group number 4 where maybe you're being asked to end a commitment. Maybe you're being asked to end some sort of contract that you have been in. As well as for some of you guys, there's something here about needing closure in certain areas of your life, or feeling like you can't move on until you get closure, and the goddess is saying like you have to move on without that. If that's meant to come in later, it will, but you can't allow that to prevent you from living your life, okay? But group number 3, with this 5 of Pentacles, I feel like this really strong sense of a need to walk away from anything or anybody that isn't like productive in your life, isn't contributing. Some of you guys may be really dealing with people who take a lot but don't contribute anything, and there's a need to really like cut that out of your life. With this 5 of Pentacles coming through here though, it also kind of verifies this need to apply for a loan, to apply for a mortgage, to not live out in the cold because you don't have enough, or out of this lack. There's something here where there is an opportunity to receive assistance or help or investing or financial support in some way, shape, or form, that if you don't take it, it's almost like you're going to be, some of you guys may be even homeless or jobless or something like that. Like there's a need to apply for something that's going to ensure your security, your stability. Interesting. There's also, for some of you guys, there's a need to leave somebody. And I don't really usually like to get into that, but that message is very strong here. And the goddess Isis is saying, like, this isn't who you're meant to be with. Some of you guys may be aligning to a soulmate or a twin flame. Or some of you guys may even be in like separation of a twin flame right now, and maybe that's who you are holding on to this need for closure from. And if it's like honestly a twin flame, you're never going to get that closure because your journey is like never done in this lifetime. Interesting. So there's some of you guys, there may be a poverty mindset too that you are being asked to like overcome, a fear of lack that you are being asked to overcome. Yeah, so that's very interesting. For group number 3, there's a strong sense of needing to move on without closure, needing to cut off anybody or anything that is depleting you, especially financially, or not contributing like their fair share. Some of you guys may really be like sacrificing your own well-being, your own stability, your own security to try to take care of somebody else. And the goddess is saying that it's time to stop doing that, or you're going to be left with nothing. Wow. So let's go ahead here and see where your power is at, group number 3. Where is your current power at in this situation and in your life? And how can you maybe tap into that? So, wow, we have the Hierophant, which is also number 5 in the major arcana. So the number 5 may be very significant for some of you guys. With the Hierophant coming out here, group number 3, the goddess is saying, like, your power is in... How do I want to articulate this? Like, your power is in your ability to like live on, to continue, to live on. Like, there's something here where there's like a power in your legacy, in your purpose. Some of you guys may have like a soul purpose to be a spiritual advisor, a spiritual teacher, and you may have had to experience a lot of hardships and a lot of heartbreak and a lot of lack or poverty, as a way to kind of learn certain lessons that you were meant to help other people heal from after you've kind of risen up out of that energy. Interesting. So there's very like divine purpose kind of energy coming in here for group number 3. But there's something here where like your power is in the ability to support. So a lot of you guys may spend a lot of your time supporting other people, especially financially. That's coming through here very strong. There's an emphasis on your financial energy right now. The goddess Isis keeps pointing me back to that. There is an emphasis on financially supporting other people, or maybe loaning money to other people or something like that, that you are really being asked to like support yourself right now. Like, you have the power to support yourself right now. There's also like an emphasis on protecting yourself from people taking that support. So I feel like group number 3, there may be people that are taking advantage of you right now, or that you feel like are taking advantage of you right now, that you really need to kind of deal with, and protect yourself and like restrain from feeling the need to have to give to other people when you need something yourself. I feel like you guys are currently in a position where you need your own support, where you need to maybe purchase a home, or where you need to maybe change jobs, or where you need to maybe rearrange your finances in some way, shape, or form, but you haven't allowed yourself to do that out of this belief that you have to support somebody else before you can support yourself. So before applying to some kind of loan, or before applying to some sort of mortgage or something like that, the goddess is saying, like, use your personal power to protect yourself and your investments before applying for those things, or before leaning into those things, because I feel like if you guys don't straighten out what you are giving away, or like protecting your energy, if you don't straighten this out, then you will still, I feel like you will still be approved for this loan or for this assistance or whatever this is for you. This kind of higher support will still come in for you, but it will be almost like a lost cause, because you'll continue to give away the support that you need for yourself. So you'll help somebody else get out of their position, but you'll still be in the same position that you started in. Interesting. So that is kind of the focus that Goddess Isis wants to bring forth. Let's go ahead and move into your oracle messages for group number 3. I feel like you guys have such an immense amount of power in regards to your ability to be independent, but also to call on like higher powers, on higher support, on your guardian angels. I feel like with the Hierophant here being in like your power energy, there is something here where you guys are able to call on the divine, you're able to call on the universe, on God, on whatever it is that you believe in, and you are like given these visions of how to move forward, of where to go, of how to get to the best possible outcome. And a lot of you guys really maybe fear a lot of the information that you receive, because it goes against the way that you've been living. So you guys are being asked to embrace your power as well. So we have Mott coming out with Cosmic Justice. Yeah, there's definitely something here with some karmic energies coming through group number 3 that you guys are being asked to recognize for what they are, that you guys are being asked to balance out, that you're being asked to maybe cut off even, or move away from. Coming into some karmic balance, group number 3. And then we also, wow, we have Auset coming out here. Alchemy and healing. Yeah, see, she's coming in to really help you heal from any potential like lack of finances. Specifically, I feel the goddess Isis is coming in to really help you flourish in like your abundance, in your money, in your career, in your finances. Like, again, the emphasis is there. She's really trying to help you heal this aspect of your life, like your material world, group number 3, and that may be really where you're currently focused at this time as well. She's really trying to help you heal in your physical reality, in your material world, in your finances, but there's a need to trust. There really is a need to trust here, to trust the information that you're being given from a higher power. And by trust it, I mean like follow that guidance, even though it may be difficult, even though it may cause you to have to change a lot of things in your life. It may cause disruption. It may cause you to have to live in a different way. But just know that you're really protected. Again, with like this exoskeleton energy coming in here, like you are so protected by your guides, by your guardian angels, by like a higher power, especially with the Hierophant coming through here. You're so protected. And you'll be able to realize that when you really start like moving through your path in a way that's beneficial to you and in a way that supports you instead of giving everything away. Once you start supporting yourself and investing into yourself and really building yourself up, you're going to start recognizing that protection being there. Interesting. So we have orgasm, thrust your body, elevate your spirit, open the gates to your renewal. Yeah, so I really feel for you guys that this has a lot to do with giving your energy away instead of allowing you to build your own energy up. And then we have Wildcat. Be still and tune in, for there is something afoot lurking alongside you. Yeah, there is somebody taking your energy, depleting you. A lot of you guys know who this is. A lot of you guys really know who this is that you're being asked to let go of, that you're being asked to move on without closure, that you're being asked to maybe cut off or stop supporting, because, or like whoever it is that's not contributing. Like, you guys know who this is. There's a need for you to trust that and to take action on balancing that out for you in your life. And the next card is self-worship here. So again, like the goddess is wanting you to focus on self right now. That is such a strong energy coming in here from the goddess Isis. Like, support yourself, support yourself, support yourself. Stop worrying about other people. Stop worrying about closure. Stop holding yourself back out of this idea that somebody's going to come back and save you. Wow. Okay, so let's get some more cards. So our first one coming out here, this is the image, and the message on this card here is actualization. You will achieve your full potential by virtue of your creativity and your honest pursuit of truth. Yeah, there is a need to pursue your goals, your dreams, your potential. Group number 3. And then we also have this card here, and the message on this card is reflection. Time to focus, balance, and reflect, and guide yourself past stumbling blocks to take the right actions. Guide yourself towards these through these blocks. Group number 2. Take action on releasing whatever is not supporting you. Whatever is not supporting you. You know, it may be difficult. It may cause you to have to move, to have to change things. But it's going to be super beneficial for you in the long run. So let's go ahead here and pull another message, and I'm going to read this out of the book as a message from the goddess for you, and then we will pull you one final card. So group number 3, a message from the goddess Isis, goddess Auset. Wow. So this says nurture, love, and expand. And this is the same message that came out in another reading. So if you found yourself torn between two different piles, maybe the other one may hold some messages for you. Let's go ahead here. So nurture, love, and expand. I am getting a little bit of kind of a different message from this for you guys, but let's go ahead here. The very nature of love is one of expansion. So, okay, I have to say, group number 3, those of you that are holding on to this idea of love, using love as a reason why you are staying still, staying stagnant, and like maybe even being depleted out of and using like love as justification as a reason why you're staying in this position, maybe it's time to reevaluate and to reflect on what love actually is and what that actually means to you. Okay, are you eager to achieve more, be more, and do more in the world, but you don't know how? You wish to fly, but you can't find your wings. You have a grand vision. Wow, you have a grand vision, but you don't know where to place your attention. In your desire to not fall behind, you've prioritized action. You've allowed all the doing to become the means by which you achieve your expansion. But all your efforts have left you exhausted and confused. You've labored to crawl an inch and taken the lesson that life is hard and achievement is slow. This card reminds you that in your pursuit for more, your alignment is your engine and love your fuel. Nothing grows more efficiently, nothing heals more completely, and nothing expands more rapidly than when it is infused with love. You achieve more by doing less when you cultivate love within your heart. Today, break away from your endless doing and prioritize a feeling of love. Bask in appreciation. Make lists of positive aspects. Revel in the satisfaction of being alive. With this, you enter the flow of creation and access your exponential expansion. Break away from your endless doing. I really feel, group number 3, that there is an emphasis here on you guys constantly doing for other people, paying other bills, giving money away, giving your resources, your time, your energy away to other people. There's really a need to break free from that for you guys. It's such a strong message coming in here. So let's go ahead here and pull you one final card. Any last guidance or advice from the goddess Isis? Anything else that I may have missed? Group number 3. So we have Twilight. Surrender to the last hour when the light barely touches the flowers. Yeah, so surrender, group number 3. Surrender to what needs to happen. Surrender to the truth of certain situations that you find yourself in, instead of holding on out of this idea that it's love, or out of the potential of what it could be, or out of this need for closure, or whatever it is. Like, there's a huge need to let go, to let go of others, to let go of needing to support other people and start supporting yourself. So this is what I'm seeing for my beautiful group number 3. If you enjoyed this reading, if it brought you clarity, if it brought you value, please hit that like button. Comment down below. Let me know if you chose this pile. Let me know what other kinds of readings you guys would like to see. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. I thank you guys so very much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.